Hi there, and welcome to Let's Talk. Please understand that Let's Talk is a show about my own personal experiences, and all the advice that I offer is from my own personal life. I'm not a trained professional, I have no qualifications in the psychology field. If you do need mental health help, please reach out to your local GP or any of the wonderful mental health services in your area. Thank you, and good luck in your battle. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. I am so sorry that this week it's over a week late. I have been extremely busy doing so many fun, exciting things, dealing with a lot of new and difficult issues, but I am back. I am back in the saddle. I am fired up and I am ready for this week's Let's Talk. So let's get into it. Guys, in recent weeks, I have dealt with a lot of issues that, quite frankly, could have been solved through talking about the problem. I'm finding that in especially in modern society, because we're all so glued to our phones, nobody knows how to talk. Nobody is able to sit down face to face like we're doing right now and have a conversation, be it, hi, how you going? How was your day? Trying to get to know somebody, or having those hard conversations on those serious topics about things that might have affected you, things that might have upset you, having those confrontational talks. And, I have recently been in situations where communication would have fixed everything. That's the reality of it. Communicating is just so important, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I think if we look back to episode 1 of Let's Talk and how I first got started, you will find that the person that I was back then didn't have like all this extra mojo, didn't have this enthusiasm. I was very reclusive. I was still very withdrawn. I was very nervous. And I find that it's important to acknowledge that growth, okay? Because one, without that growth, I wouldn't be here 17 episodes later. And a lot of that has come from communication with my friends, communication with my family, going into and exposing myself to those confrontational situations in my own personal life, e.g. at work, through my cosplay group, Speedway, and having those hard talks with people and doing them because A, they're important, and B, the growth from those experiences, is so, it really is very important. And I like to think of myself at episode 1 as level 0, okay? So my character, my avatar, Jake, was very much level 1. Or level 0, sorry. Got that up. And I had no experience there. But through, pushing myself to have those hard conversations, to have those hard talks, to even just being somebody that communicates regularly. There's always a good morning. How you going? How's your day been? What's been happening? Is there an issue? Do you want to talk about it? You gain so much experience from opening yourself up to communication. And honestly, guys, as somebody that has been in so many failed relationships, as somebody that used to be quite passive and just I would let people walk all over me, it is so important that you remember that without communication, you as a person, you are stripped of that ability to voice your concerns or say, hey, I don't appreciate the way that you're talking to me. You now have a choice. You can either leave or you can apologize and we can sort this out rationally. Because Talking is the most basic human skill. It's what we have. It is what we do. But you cannot, you know, you just can't function without the ability to speak. And in modern society, we shorthand everything via text. People tend to phone call or video call, and they feel safer behind a screen. But when it comes to face encounters, people are terrified to say what they think. An example of this is I work in retail, okay? And I have to deal with customers every day. And 9 times out of 10, I get fantastic customers. My customers are amazing. I barely ever have a bad encounter. However, unfortunately, that remaining 1 out of 10, that's the bad customer. That's the douche canoe that comes in and they've had a bad day and they think that they can take it out on you. Because we don't treat retail workers very nicely. And I think that that is something that we really need to work on as a person in the world. At the end of the day, they are just doing their job. We are just doing our job. It is not kind and it is not fair that if you're having a bad day, that you go in and you take it out on the 17-year-old that's standing behind the desk. Somebody who has zero life experience and is trying to, start their life. And so in my experience with these bad customers, they rant and they rave and they call you names and they think you're an idiot. That's not on. That's not nice. I mean, if I look back and I look back at level 0 Jake, okay? So level 0 Jake was quite passive, would have just gone, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll get a manager and I'll sort it out. Well, that doesn't happen now, okay? Through my repeated experiences, through pushing myself to communicate more, I now have the ability to stand up and go, hey, I don't like the way that you're speaking to me. It is not fair of you to come in and take your bad day out on me. So now you have a decision to make. You can either calm down and apologize and I'll be more than happy to serve you, or get out. Because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to have a good day. It is not fair of you to come in and be a grump and upset everybody else and take your crap out on somebody else. And it's through these communication skills that we learn to protect ourselves, that we learn to communicate that, hey, that's not all right. And it's important to remember that, because by making known your boundaries, quite often somebody who is being a douche canoe will back off and they'll just go, oh. And they usually either end up leaving or they carry on more. At which point, then, yeah, the situation is now out of your control and you need to call a manager or you need to call somebody who is in charge. But having basic communication skills like, that's not okay, these are my boundaries, hi, how you going? They are so essential to life. They are so important to being able to function as a member of society, And it really does reinforce that people need to, or people can see your boundaries. Because if you're not able to verbalize your boundaries, people are just going to walk all over you guys. I'm sorry. That's the reality of it. That is, I've had that experience. People just use and abuse and they don't realize the damage that they're doing, and they don't realize what they're doing because I just let them, I didn't have the ability or the tools to turn around and go, hey, I don't like what you're doing. It's not on. And it's really hard. Like, as somebody that suffers with anxiety, especially, it is so scary to go into those situations and not lose control of, your emotional state or break down in front of somebody. It is hard work. As I've said repeatedly to my therapist, I've said, I get this feeling, it's like there's a bowl in my chest, and all of a sudden when I'm in a confrontational situation, that bowl fills with just every single emotion that I've got. And without being in control of that, I will stand there and I'll start, breaking down emotionally. I'll still be absolutely livid, don't get me wrong. But I'll stand there and I'll tell somebody off with tears streaking down my face. That's the reality of my current situation, because the biggest thing that I've learned through therapy is you're not ever going to be able to control your emotions. But if you can manage them, then you're already 2/3 of the way there, guys. And having that ability to communicate what you are thinking, what you are feeling, what your boundaries are, guys, that's going to take you places. You're going to shock and you are going to surprise a lot of people if you are able to turn around one day and just go, nah, I don't appreciate this. I don't like the way that you're speaking to me. I think we need to talk about what the problem is. Because people will start to find that, hey, such and such has got a little bit of bite. And they will probably respect you more for it. And it's not on for people to try and figure out where your boundaries are. No, you need to draw the line in the sand as quickly as possible so that people know these are the boundaries. Don't cross them. I'm telling you. All right, guys, that's enough from me. I do apologize for the late video. Again, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I've just been so busy. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you wish you'd said something but you didn't? Or maybe you said something and it didn't quite go the way that you had thought. I'd love to hear your stories. All right, guys, that's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, I hope you liked that video. For more cool content, make sure to go and check out my channel. Hit like and subscribe down below. Leave some comments if you feel like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Be nice and work hard.